Hey guys, welcome back to another Real Estate Lunchbox. I'm your host, Leon Duncan.
Oh no!
Yeah, and I'm here for another show. Of course, Real Estate Lunchbox, where real estate merges, meets the culture, and a little bit different show today. Not a ton, just a little different. Running, got a few things going on, my man. A few things going on. We about to jump into this show in a second. You know, about to jump into the before we even jump into the show, check this out. It's the lunchtime hangout. Sometimes I try to be at 12 o'clock, guys, but I'm occasionally late, just doing things, life, you know how it is. I curate the whole show, plus I work, so it is what it is, right? But man, when we got our 30-year fixed rate starting at 6.2, and we've got our 15-year as of right now at 5.54. These are the factors that make people determine whether or not they're going to buy or they're going to continue renting a property. We got gold sitting right now at $4,411. Listen, if you are so hyped to buy real estate, gold is a hard asset. Go ahead and take that mug in. Silver, $69. That $69 price point is where I love having that silver at. I bought it back at when it was $25, but hey, I'll take it at $65 because I believe it's still underpriced. And then we've got, bringing up the rear, crypto, our famous Bitcoin at $69 and $69,672. Okay. It's a real estate hangout show. This is how we doing it. Got a couple of topics we're going to cover today. But before I even get the topics rocking and rolling, let's the economy's crazy, is going off the chain. I came by this video, which was interesting. I've been seeing more and more people posting about living in hotels. So I wanted to see how true that is and how deep it goes. And, you know, you start going down that TikTok road, man. You see a lot of the different things. But it did bring me to that conclusion that people are really struggling right now. There's a lot of people that's struggling. And I know, because groceries cost a little bit more than they did before. We're paying a little bit more in gas. A lot of inflation taking place in different areas. Got the war going on in Iran. And this is where it is right now. We're going to talk a little bit more about the things relevant to real estate. But let's take a look at what living in a hotel actually looks like.
So I said I'm living in a hotel for 2 months and everybody lost it. But thank God some of you guys understood.
Pause that. Hold on. Before we even get this rocking, let's do this one more time. Got a couple things moving. Bunch of moving parts, man. Bunch of moving parts, guys.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Yep. Pull this back up. All right. Living in a hotel, what does it look like in 2026?
So I said I'm living in a hotel for 2 months and everybody lost it. But thank God some of you guys understood what I was saying. My decision to choose a hotel instead of an Airbnb was because I'm not willing to pay a ridiculous amount of money. I would rather save that money and take my kids out and have fun while we're here. Everybody was concerned about the traffic situation. I've heard of it. But this hotel where I'm staying, it's an extended stay. Yes, they have a bad rap for that. But everybody that I've seen coming in here are families. This is why I feel safe. You have a laundry, you have a gym. There's a pool at the end. I'll show it on the next video. This is the lobby. You need a card to get in. It might not be like this in other extended stays, but I love this one. It's in a corporate area. It's safe. It's clean. You don't see anybody just hanging around. And I gotta tell you, if I had to choose, if it was just me and my husband and we didn't have kids, I would be living in a hotel right now.
I live in a hotel room with my wife and 2 cats. Come check it out. So when you first come in, you immediately have the kitchen.
Can he have pets in a hotel room? I guess it must be one of those places. Dude, a lot of these places look like you can just live, like you can live there, you know? And I mean, Dude, there's a lot of people that's living in hotels right now, and it's crazy and it's insane, but I think that it's probably practical for people, and it's not for everybody, but obviously they're making the best of it.
Got a fridge, not full size, but close. Fit everything we need in there. Got the kitchen with our different little appliances, all our stuff, not stuff the hotel gave us, well, other than the microwave. Got the stove top, got our little dish center over here. We got our oven that I got us. We've got this little center right here with our mini fridge, our dry storage, canned goods, all that stuff. Back over here to the left by the front door, we've got the bathroom. All our hygiene supplies, we kind of made it our own with our own little shelves. Got shelves up in the shower to hold our stuff. The toilet, which I actually put a bidet on. Yep, I'm living in a hotel and put a bidet on my toilet. And then you come over here to the bedroom, king size bed, so that's nice. That's where the magic happens, if you know what I mean. And then we got the closet area right here, storage up there. We got stuff stored underneath the bed. Then we come over here to the dresser with the TV, got the PlayStation behind it. We got our kitty Jasper here running around. Got one of the cat trees here. And then we got my gaming table, my gaming chair. And then right here behind, I got where I put our shoes, both hers and mine, my hats. Then we got our storage area for TikTok shop products. This is full. All those are full. That's full. This is the living room right here. We got the litter box. We got the other little
He's making some money while he's doing it also. This was on TikTok, so already they making money just pushing it on TikTok. I think this had close to like 50, 60,000 views, but TikTok is not paying like the way it used to. That's a different conversation. But I think if you can make this work and you don't have a family, this might just be ideal for people who are trying to just transition from one place to the next.
With the smaller TV, another cat tree, the window view right there. And then we got the pull-out couch with the little table, another chair in here. And then in the back corner is my wife's altar where she does her magical things. So that's it, everybody.
Yes, I pay $300 to $400.
Hold on. Did he just say her altar? That she has magical things? Oh, man.
Dollars a week to do hotel living, and here's why. Well, first things first, I did not need thousands of dollars to move into the hotel. I didn't have to go through any background checks. I didn't have to do a credit check. I did not have to pay a filing fee. I didn't have to pay first and last month's rent. And another one of the biggest things.
She's not lying about that, because if you gotta pay first and last month rent, you think about that, right? She's at $400. She's at $400 a week. That's $1,600 a month, right? Every 2 weeks, $800, $1,600 a month. She would, if she found an apartment that was $1,600 a month, a unit, an apartment, $1,600 a month, she would ideally have to put down the first and the last month. So what she's in for, what, $3,200? Dang, man, yeah. And that's $3,200 first and last, and then you still got to put down your month coming in.
I did not have to prove 3 times the amount of the rent to move into the hotel. And also, I'm not locked into any type of lease.
This message is specifically for my people that are living in a hotel, a motel, Holiday Inn. If you have been going through your journey and living in that hotel for over 30 days, you need to take your ass up to that front desk, and you need to tell them, ask them rather, to take the taxes off your room. After 30 days, you become exempt technically, but they are not going to take those taxes off unless you ask, because technically you live at the property now. You don't need to be,
Is that true? Hold on, let me ask. Hold on. Ask this. If I live in an apartment for 30 days, am I exempt from taxes right now in the state of Georgia? Oh, let me take that back. Take that back real quick. Hold on. If I live in a hotel for 30 days, am I exempt from paying taxes on that hotel bill in Georgia? Now, Georgia is different. Every place might be different,
Georgia, the answer depends on which specific tax you are looking at. While many people think 30 days is the magic number for a total tax-free stay, Georgia's rules are actually split into 3 different parts. 1. Local hotel-motel excise tax, the 30-day rule. This is the tax most likely to disappear after 30 days. Most Georgia counties and cities,
So it's actually the local hotel motel exercise tax. So that's a 30-day rule for that. But you still may have the $5 state hotel motel fee that's charged by the state. The limit, just like this, local taxes, exercise, Just like other local taxes that are exercised, this fee typically applies only to the first 30 consecutive days of a stay. Once it becomes an extended stay rental over 30 days, this fee should be removed. Dang, that one too. Georgia State's state sales tax, the 90-day rule. So I guess when you hit that 90-day consecutive 90 days, then you hit that Georgia State state sales tax rule. Never knew it. Never knew it.
It's a different story. You didn't hear that from me though. You know what I'm saying? If it has been well over 30 days, 9 times out of 10, you have a credit on your reservation. But it's gonna take somebody with common sense to sit down any day after the 30 days that they taking your taxes off. And the credit literally should pop up by itself. So you might got some free days, might be a threefold, might be a week, depending on how long you've been there. But I know I just helped somebody.
We live in a hotel. We just got fresh linen. Do you get that in an apartment? No, you don't. We save money too by living here longer. Okay? And we can leave whenever we want. This is a hotel. Look at this. This is not an apartment. We live in a hotel. That's crazy. That's crazy.
And then look at me. Y'all see me. I see me.
What's good, hoes? It's 10 freaking p.m. We took a nap earlier after homeschooling, and we left the place a mess, per usual. So while Noodle sleep, I'm going to just go ahead and run through, do some light cleaning. Y'all, this is my other kid. I got 4 kids, for real.
I don't know if I would be staying in a hotel and I know that they had cats there, like people that live there with the cats. I don't know. I mean, cats aren't my favorite animal. don't. You can unsubscribe if you don't like that, but still, that's different.
It's hard out here for a pimp. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Y'all, this goddamn wig, I'm so sick of it. I'm sick of it. I'm sick.
Listen, this is a separate note. If you are hitting your head, patting your head, and you got a weave or you got braids in, it means your hair needs to be clean. I'm just giving you insight, guys. Okay?
Everything. Oh my God. I be lying and flying.
That means you got to wash your hair.
If I said this week has not overwhelmed me, y'all, I need to go to sleep for like 2 weeks. I just want to take a long ass 2-week consecutive nap for real. Like, oh my God. I'm just going ahead. I'm gonna get us together right quick up in here, cause yeah. Y'all, my feline, she just, oh my God. Your girl is rich. I found $300 in my jacket. You see it? Yeah. You see it? Yeah.
Okay.
Man, I have to do somebody who the fuck.
So I can guess what's paying the bills right about now. And I ain't got no hate. At the end of the day, man, you got to take care of your family. You got to take care of the kids. You got to take care of the cat. You got to pay the bills, keep the roof over your head. I ain't hating on you. No, I'm not. Strippers need places to live too.
My dog, I had this nigga bring me something to eat, me and my baby something to eat because we was fucking hungry and I wasn't cooking today. I'm not in the mood to cook. I'm tired of chicken. I'm tired of hamburger helper, but I'm probably your pescatarian. So what the hell else I'm supposed to eat? After we finished eating, I went ahead and got done cleaning up because that bathroom is a fucking mess. So y'all niggas don't take me serious for nothing. Look at her. Look. Oh my God. Look. Just be fibbing. That's what she be doing. She be telling stories. Somebody come and get her. Y'all see my angel? It might be Lando. Whatever. Y'all had to clean all of this because I can't. I don't see how people be living in dirty conditions. Like, baby, I be done drove myself crazy. I be done snatched a little bit of hair on my head. I got out. Y'all, at some point I lost my other brown slipper. So whatever. We be vibing. Yeah. Here we go with this touching shit, y'all.
Get your ass out my trash.
Y'all can really come get all y'all nieces and nephews at this point, cause look at her. Look at her. Look at her. Greedy ass.
She got 2 cats up there? Huh. You know, I applaud the fact that she's taking care of her kids. I mean, she's feeding them. It may not be what everybody wants and what everybody aspire to, but you can't knock it. I mean, I think at least you're doing something. You're putting yourself in a position for, a right thing to happen. You can move out. That's better than living on the streets, I can tell you. It's better.
Damn, cat food be so funky. Look at my head. Look at the. It's just so much going on, y'all. All right, bye. Cause yeah, bye.
It's about $50 a night, so that winds up to about $350 a week, about $1,500 a month, give or take, maybe $100, $200, depending on if you want 2 beds, if you have animals, etc. But just for us, we got the basic package, simple room. We pay $1,500 a month. You can pay nightly, you can pay weekly, or you can pay monthly.
After spending 27 years in prison, I spent a year at this hotel right here. And while I was here, the enemy tried to tell me I'd never go any farther than this. The enemy tried to discourage me, tried to tell me that this.
You know, when I saw this, I had to put this in here and let her finish talking, speaking about it, because honestly, where you start, it's not about where you start. It's actually about where you end. And where you start is not important. It's really where you end, because everybody starts at different places. Like, where are you going to end, you know? And I thought this was pretty dope, man. It actually made me tear. I actually started to cry when I was listening to this. Like, y'all like, man, he started to cry. Yeah, I did say that. Yeah, it made me tear because when I was listening to this, and I'll let you finish the rest of it. You tell me.
Will be my residence for the rest of my life because I have a record. I have charges that I would never go above this hotel. I would never live in an apartment. I would never live in a house. The enemy tried to discourage me along the way. He tried to make me believe that this was my final destination. When the enemy told me that I would never go past the hotel, God blessed me with an apartment at this complex. And that was just the beginning of what God had in store for me. I kept trusting God. God took me from where I was at to here. I continue
Oh, dang, that's a gated community. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that.
to trust God to do exceedingly abundantly. A year later, God moved me from those apartments to these condos. The enemy told me I'd never own my own house. The enemy told me I'd never own my own car. Look what the Lord has done. And just like Joseph, I kept dreaming. And just like David, I kept watching over the promises of God. David was watching over the sheep, but I was watching over the promises that God had made me in his word. Here's the message. It's never where you start. It's always about where you end. Joseph started in the pit, but he ended up in the palace, second in command under Pharaoh. David started in the field, overlooked by his family, even by Samuel, the prophet, the man of God. But he ended up being the king. Somebody right now, you discouraged at where you at because you've been there a long time. I feel an unction from the Holy Ghost to encourage you today. No matter where you at right now, God is ordering your steps. God is still in control. He's sovereign. He's at the end of it all. When I didn't even know that God was working, he was working. Those 27 years in prison, God was building my character. He was making me into the woman, into the minister, into the person that he had called me to be. I never knew that being in the wilderness, that being in prison, it would shape me to be the woman that I am today, to have the strength that I have today. I want to encourage you to let the storms be the wind beneath your wing. Y'all be blessed. Now you hear?
You can tell I didn't even edit that because I couldn't even. I didn't even get finished watching it because, and she nailed it. She nails exactly how I feel like. It's never about where you start. It's about where you end. So if you're going through some challenging times right now when it comes to finances, economically, it's not where you start, man. It's always where you end. Where you end is the most important chapter in the book. It's never how you start out, because everybody starts somewhere different. Some people, I mean, they start off with money, with a bag, or they got parents that make a bag, and then they can teach them or show them certain things. Some people start off differently. I truly believe that wherever you start, God is always going to, if you trust in him, if you rely on him, because some people, it's just not a general thing. It's not just given to you for breathing. But if you put him into your life, if he becomes part of what you do in your life, bro, I'm telling you, now we talking a different story. Now we talking about having all the fuel and the gas to get to the level that you want to get to. You know, and it's important. I mean, it just changes the story completely. You know, just remember that. Don't get discouraged. Don't let these people lie to you, man. More importantly, don't let these people lie to you and tell you that, you know, I'm gonna do this one real quick, because you got to realize, man, I think a lot of people get out here and they see people and they think that people got it made or they got it fixed. I mean, you look at me, you see the studio, you yeah, he's good. He's set up. Yeah. I made a couple decisions, but I didn't start off like that. Man, I started off single with a single mom and a brother. Yeah. And then she got married and had a stepfather and things like that. So it grew. It grew, and I just developed from there. But I believed throughout that time, God kind of made up for the things that I lost and I didn't have, you know? And he gave me the ability to and he implanted enough in me through the military and different men that were in my life, uncles, older cousins, stepfather, that I was able to come to that point. So you never despise small beginnings. Never despise it. I'm able to be a father, a good father, simply because he was a good father to me and showed me what a good father looks like. But I think sometimes we deal with the people that we see every day. As a realtor, I see a lot of people every day. As a broker, I see people every day. As an investor, I work with other investors every day. And it's easy for you to say, look at him or look at her. They got this going or they rocking with this. I wonder when that's going to be me. How can that even happen? There is a thing where a lot of this stuff is disguised. And I tell people, it's not just about, I don't just talk about real estate, but I talk about real estate and culture because culture is a certain way of thinking. And that certain way of thinking, habits, customs, perspectives that are conformed to by the larger majority, which is really what culture is made of. And people imitate and duplicate without even questioning or asking. That's culture and lifestyle, you know, typically followed by the majority. That's what defines culture. We follow these things, we see these things, and we think that that is it. Because in certain communities, specifically in a Black community, we have a culture of looking better than our finances actually are. And so it projects a message to people. I see it. You go show a house, you got a realtor. I mean, there's plenty of times I didn't show houses. I showed one house to one guy before. He put a contract in. It was a $1.5 million house, man. Mansion, working for this I was working for this investor at the time in South Georgia, and the south end of Atlanta, not South Georgia, but either way, I'm working for him, and bro, he shows up, sees the car, sees the house, he wants it, driving a baby blue Bentley. I was like, damn, a baby blue Bentley. I think this is my second year, or halfway through my second year in real estate. Wrote a contract, wanted the house. We did all the show, all the dog and pony show. Got there the day to sign, and he didn't sign. Dude, I was devastated. He didn't sign. He walked away from the deal. Him and the investor got into a legal skirmish. I stepped away. She never bought me a check and never bought me a bag, so I'm like, I'm good. But I was that implanted on me, and I thought that was the way it was in real estate. Like, everybody has this money. They show up and they look really fly, really nice, or they give me a call. Hey, Leon, I want to buy a house. Really fly, really nice. But when you look at it, credit scores are low. All of this is a show in order to impress other people. So you have to definitely be careful, and I'm extra careful in this space.
Can I be real? And some of y'all going to try to cancel me for this, but when can we as a people get past just being flashy? Because as a real estate agent, when I tell you I see the most flashy looking broke people all the time that drive Benzes and got all the jewelry, the flexing and all that, but pull up to an apartment, and there's nothing wrong with an apartment. Hear me on this. If you rent, it is nothing wrong with that. But if you're not even in the mindset of ownership at all, and everything is rented or high payments with high interest rates, we see this all the time, that you have a 25% interest rate on that Benz that you're driving. What are we doing? You need to be on the path of ownership. Real estate, that's my field. Stocks, something. Please, I'm tired of seeing people try to get pre-approved for their home and their credit scores in the 400s and 500s.
I tell people all the time, don't be jealous.
I'm like, you just need to stop. You just need to stop. Nobody cares. When we realize nobody cares, the people that you think and you do it for, you think they care about you. They have no care. Okay? They have no care. If anything, they're looking at you and comparing themselves to you in order to become what you are. And you are shortcutting your process that God gave you to walk in to impress people that don't care about you. They never have and never will. They're self-absorbed with themselves, and that's it.
of what you see on the internet or what you see on Instagram or what you see like the other girls be having, like that luxury lifestyle or the bags, the this, the that. Like, no lie, y'all, I'm talking from knowing people from experience. This should be a facade. Not all the time, obviously, but I can just speak on experiences. I've been around people. The girls don't be having no money. I promise you. I promise you. All the bags that you could ever think of, all the designer, they don't be having money. They be going outside with no money. No, seriously. I'm so like, and it's not that they want a nigga to pay for shit. No, they don't be having the money. A lot of the girls be going in debt, buying certain shit. The girls is living above their means. The girls' car notes be skyrocketed because they want to. Don't be jealous of what y'all see. I'm telling y'all. A lot of these girls really be broke in real life. Real life. Like, they need a nigga to do certain shit because they don't have it. Girls is 30, 40, 50, 60K in debt. I'm telling y'all, trust me when I tell y'all.
Every day somebody homeless with their kids. Can't pay their rent. In the shelter, begging for money. They look like me. But we don't talk about this stuff. We ignore it. We act like it don't exist. We're so educated. But we're also educated homeless women. We're homeless. We have no money. Can't pay our bills. Because we idolize materialistic things that have no value in your life.
Yeah, and what she said right there, idolization. When you idolize these items, you think they add significance and value to you. You go down a road and it becomes dark, and you don't even know that the light has turned into darkness because these items and these things, and it's bigger now. I think it's bigger now because we're coming out of a phase where everybody had money everywhere, spending 2014, 2015, 2000, even 2020 on the heels of COVID. Yeah, I'm getting a fake COVID loan. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I would say from 2015, probably 2014. Well, we're in 2025, 2026 right now. We had 11 years, probably 12 years of people stunting off of the system. Stunting because the money was just flowing easily and freely. Valuing and putting the value of stuff before the value of people. And we're in a phase right now where there's a pullback in the economy. And I tell people, I believe we're going to go into a recession. We're already in a recession. I believe we're going into a depression pretty soon. And I say it simply because we got assets that are super high. Hard assets. Super high. Super high. Even the stock market, a soft, liquidable asset is super high. Now we sit back and we value these things, and we're in a place where these things now are becoming less and less attainable. And if you notice it, we're seeing more and more people getting busted for scamming millions of dollars through Medicaid, through all these different funds. I see it every day on the news. Somebody gets busted. Somebody gets pulled into something like that because they idolize these things. The answer to these things, to be successful and to do those things, I keep saying, I tell people it's internal. It's not an external thing. You get the internal right, then the external stuff follow.
Cannot pay our bills, but yet we brag and brag and brag about how we are so educated.
These dudes usually be the poorest ones, okay? You see these dudes on the internet, they posting bankrolls, they showing their receipts, they talk about, I got my own house, I got my own car, I got my shit together. Then when you meet them in person, they hit you with the, dang, you done just met me at the craziest time. I just got rid of my crib in the burbs. I put my car in the shop yesterday, they got to rebuild the car, so it's gonna be a minute. Like, damn, the whole car?
And they switch up on it real fast. I knew a dude that did that. Switched up real fast. He got all of this. He got all of that. Scammer, of course, scammer. He got some money out of me, got some money out of people that I knew. But at the end of the day, he valued that money more than he valued anything else. And guess what? That money only took him but a certain distance. And then after that, dude, could have had a relationship, could have built a business, could have had a solid partner, could have had those different things, those value plays. But no. He wanted the money he wanted your money, he wanted my money, he wanted everybody's money. F everybody else. That's it. When you make those things like that, you're God. When those things change and fluctuate, it's like your God telling you you're not good enough, as well as when at one time you thought he was saying from the abundance of money that you're great. Now you have less money. That God of money is telling you, oh, you're not good enough. Oh, yeah, you're not good. So it's less. And so you start pulling out your ear, start doing all this other crazy stuff. They doing all this stuff to get the bag instead of the bag chasing them. Instead of plugging into God and hearing what he has to tell them to do. No. Man is just too more wiser, smarter than any other being in existence. Yeah. Even the one with the blueprint, right?
Okay. Oh, and by the way, you know, can I hold $50? You know, I'm good for it. I'm gonna get it back to you. You just be sitting there like, okay, so did you have the money or not? A lot of these flashy dudes be flashing other people's shit. Bro, let me hold your bottle. Take this picture of me. Bro, let me see that so I can take a picture. Ain't got nothing, ain't did nothing. Living with somebody, driving somebody else's car, probably some other woman. The flashiest ones usually be the poorest ones.
Ladies, y'all better stop getting caught up in a dude having on a chain and driving a nice car and thinking he got money. I'm telling you, man.
You know, the Bible calls that a simple-minded woman. And it's not even the point just that women, because men be simple-minded also. There'd be a lot of simple-minded men out there. Every time, and this is how Epstein and some of the other ones got caught up. Well, not Epstein, but some of the other ones got caught up dealing with Epstein, is because you think that person can make you. You think that they got what it takes to make you. Oh, they got that plug. Oh, they connected. Oh, yeah, they doing this, they doing that. Yeah, you know, I need to be doing that too. Just there, present. Oh, yeah, you know, they can put me on. If I hear another person talk about somebody putting them on to something, I'm going to smack them upside the head. I'm gonna delete your contact information and kick you out. Because ain't nobody in this world can actually put you on. They can use the shit out of you and promise you, but it always is going to come down to, do you need to be there? Should you be there? And do you have the skills, talents, ability to actually run the ship when you're there? Stop looking at these people, man. What they got.
That'd be the biggest capping shit ever. Like, the dudes who really got money, they not going to be seen with the biggest chain on or the biggest watch, the biggest flashiest watch. True wealth is really subtle and it's quiet. True wealth. No, I know it may seem enticing. The bottles flying everywhere, the sparkles going out, but man, you do not want to get pregnant by the dude who had the big chain on. You know what I'm saying? Who got the flashiest car, but living situation ain't looking like nothing. All he got to his name is that chain in a nice car. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to get caught up in it. And then end up getting pregnant. Then all the guys you realize had money were the guys that were low-key and quiet. The guys you look directly over, because they wouldn't flash. And half of the time, he do.
Yeah, he just dropped a real jewel right there. It's always the quietest ones. It's the ones that stay out of the mix. Nobody, real people who work and hustle and work hard, we ain't got time to be out there with y'all, like trying to impress y'all. Nobody got time to impress y'all. You impressed probably by the glow that you see, but real talk, nobody trying to impress you. Nobody cares. The real people who are actually doing it, they're hard at work, and I got to give a shout out to my people out there.
Oh, no.
I know a bunch of you guys that are out there. You're putting in the work. You're grinding. You're doing it, and nobody sees you doing it. Nobody, and it seems like nobody cares. Nobody's looking at it. This is the perfect time. This is it. Like, this is it. Because you don't need nobody's validation or attention, and you doing every single thing you need to do in order to position yourself to receive what God has already completed before the beginning of this earth for you. So, newsflash, news nugget, they ain't in the streets. Just like the women, the baddest ones, they ain't out here walking around downtown. They honestly do not care. They staying plugged into their spot, to their one or whatever. You know, they
driving their homie cars. They holding their homies money in these videos and pictures. Putting on their homie chains and stuff. Don't get fooled by no facade, man. Be smart out here now.
Yeah, y'all got to be smarter out here. Be smarter. Be smarter. Hold on 1 second. Take this call from the wife. Hold on 1 second. Hey, what's up, man? Yeah, the cops already came down there. Zoe just texted me. The cops responded. They got him. Yeah, go get them. Get both of them. Pull them out. Get all three of them. Okay. Well, no. I don't know if Angelica's there. But get both of them from high school, and then also get Dylan. Bye. Man is insane. Check this out. I'm sitting here talking to you, and I'm going through this video, and my daughter shoots me a text, a screenshot. 15-year-old student in custody, no injuries. Bought a firearm on campus, prompted the high school police response. We are in that place, man. And you got to keep your kids covered. You got to keep your kids protected, man. You got to cover your kids. You got to pray for your kids. You got to pray for the people that are around them. You got to be conscious of the people that are around them, their friends, all those different things. Because you think about it, it's the people that are in their school that potentially are trying to either kill them or being mean to them or could potentially cause these issues. Yeah. They just averted a school shooting right over there at my kid's school. Literally, I hear the cops. See, my kids don't live too far from their school. Their school isn't too far from me. So I'm hearing and I'm seeing all these helicopters in my neighborhood. I never hear helicopters. I'm like, dang, what's all these helicopters flying? They hovering over the school. Man, we're in a different place right about now. I'm telling you, and I don't believe that it's ever going to be that old normal that it was before ever again. You know. And that sucks. So, shoot, my wife got to go pick them up right now because I'm not sitting back and entertaining none of that stuff with mine. Hell no. And it's a safe school. You think about it. It's a great neighborhood, safe school. The people here have been here for years. You know, one of those neighborhoods where you got all the older people, and they've been older people, and they've been living in that same house probably since the 80s. Yeah. So this might not last long. This whole thing might not last long. I'm getting a bunch of calls. We can navigate. Let's do one or two more stories, man. This one was interesting. Agents, a lot of real estate agents keep asking if AI is going to replace them. I'm looking at AI right now based on workflows for real estate, workflows for finding deals, for bringing in deals, for calling people about deals, all those different things. And we'll talk more about that. And I am doing videos to drop into the Patreon, so you can follow that a little bit more closely because I'm always late because I'm checking out something. But hey, check this out.
The New York Post calling out socialist mayor Zoran Mamdani for...
Wrong story. That one right there, that's a different conversation. Let's go to this one.
Okay, so a $50 million deal just died on me. The seller uses ChatGPT and asks it, should I sell at this price? And maybe because of how he asked or whatnot, ChatGPT basically told him no. And at the same time, the buyer went to ChatGPT and asked it, am I overpaying for this property? And ChatGPT said yes.
It is algorithm versus agent as more people are turning to chatbots to weigh in on major life and financial decisions, including whether to buy or sell a home.
At the same time, the real estate industry is leaning into this trend. Companies like Zillow and Redfin launching apps inside ChatGPT, allowing buyers to search for homes, neighborhoods, and affordability through a simple AI conversation.
Joining us now, the luxury broker who watched a $50 million deal almost crumble because of artificial intelligence, Serhant founder and CEO Ryan Serhant. Good to see you, Ryan. Okay, now I noticed the word almost there, so I got to ask you, were you able to salvage the deal somehow, even though ChatGPT got in the middle of it?
Yes, 14 minutes ago. 16 minutes ago. Yes, I did. It took me a day and a half, and I just thought that the objections that were brought to me based on information that was taken as truth and not just as validation to the way questions were asked, which is really what LLMs do, was interesting enough for me to make that video that you guys saw and put it out there. But I fixed it. Took me a little bit, but I fixed it. Agent beat AI.
Yeah, and he's not lying. If you go, I've seen people doing that more and more. Some of y'all are starting to use AI for all of these things. I used AI. I took a picture of my refrigerator and said, "What can I cook from what's in there?" And it actually told me some dishes using the items that were in there. But it becomes more and more prevalent. I'm seeing more and more usage of it in the real estate space, but I don't think that they're using it the right way. So it's only going to give you, whether you're looking, you can use this. This doesn't even mean selling a house. You can use this buying a house. You can use it renting an apartment. You can use it looking over your lease. If you get good and understand what AI does, I'm the type of person that would say, snap a picture of your lease, run it through AI and ask AI, what things should I be concerned about this? Whether you're leasing a house privately or whether you lease an apartment from an apartment community. But it just doesn't stop there. I think the information needs to be processed correctly, what's given to you, because you only give what you put in. So your input you put in is going to determine the output. Iterations are going to be necessary, and iterations are simply adjustments that you make to get the output that you're looking for when you deal with AI. So that's why I'm of the belief, and some people don't share it, but I'm of that belief that AI isn't taking people's jobs. Certain jobs are going to go because it's simple. Like, you stamp the paper. We don't need you to stamp the paper no more. AI can literally stamp the paper electronically or whatever the case may be through that workflow. So we're going to be dealing with, I personally believe, on a job market side, a lot of people are being fired because they want to test out AI, and they'll find out that we're 10 years away from actually running AI. Half of those people come back. The other half are going to have to get down with skills that would allow them to be able to initiate, control, monitor AI, use it in their job and whatever they do. Whatever they do for their job or did for their job, just the nature of those jobs will change because they'll be interacting with these large learning models, these AI models.
This time.
Well, Ryan, I encourage people to go watch your original video because all you did was raise questions about the use of these large language models and how people are interacting with them. And I came away with it like the buyer and seller, with respect to them, they clearly have a lot of money or big credit lines. Seem to be nervous to begin with, and we're looking for some sort of affirmation.
Hold on. How you gonna play them like that? Big credit lines? How you know? They might have a bag. Dude, I tell you, these people, y'all try.
It's like, rather than blaming ChatGPT, I'm gonna blame my wife. She says that I deserve more than 50.
Oh, for sure. And that's been happening to us since I got into the career. Before ChatGPT, it was Google, right? Before Google, it was, something else. Before that, it was the father-in-law, right? The father-in-law would come in with conviction, fake certainty, kick a wall, and then bring you self-confirming analysis. ChatGPT is a version of that. And so I fixed it by explaining a couple things. One, by explaining to each side, the buyer and the seller, that any LLM chat you're using frames assumptions based on how the question's asked and then optimizes for a coherent answer. That's what you're asking it to do. You're not actually asking it to give you an objectively correct answer. So if the buyer is saying, is $50 million too high, ChatGPT or any LLM is going to lean cautious and then find reasons it's overpriced. When the seller says, is $50 million too low, the model is going to lean opportunistic, right? And then find upside. AI can model the market, but it can't model the deal. And if both sides use the same tool to get opposite answers, that's exactly why human expertise is even more valuable today than ever before, because
And then also one thing he's not saying, which he should be saying, is the amount of information that you put into into Gemini or into ChatGPT is going to determine what ChatGPT gives you as far as an output. So when I say information, meaning there's different tiers that nobody talks about. I took AI courses, so I'm gonna tell you, there's different tiers, different pieces that you should be adding in to get the output of what you're looking for. So you got to build framework around. I am a 25-year-old college student working and living in the city of Atlanta, and I only make $25,000-$30,000 in a year just at my side job. I will be done in 2 years of my degree, or a year in my degree. What should I be looking to do with this degree in the market that I can start practicing to do now? Now you gave it context, which a lot of people don't give AI context. They just say, I do this and tell me what this means. Give it context and then examples, something to pivot off of. Explain that more so you can get a better understanding. A lot of these people are just asking these damn random questions to it, and and every time you ask those questions, it's crazy. The guy who had the $50 million house asked AI the question, why the guy who wanted to buy the $50 million house asked AI the same question, and they're on two opposite pieces, and they're putting that information into AI, more than likely not even adding in any comps, addresses, history, or context. And yeah, now AI is like, hey, I'm gonna work for you, I'm gonna work for you, I'm gonna make sure that y'all both get the deal, but I'm not gonna give you what you truly want to know is this the best time to sell, or is this the best time to buy? Really, you need a lot more information input put in to come to that point.
we can interpret information and the classification of information better than most people can, because this is what we do all day long. And so saved it. And what also happened with that video, and being on your show right now is a classic example of it. I think it was watched so far 2 million times, forwarded out to 25,000 people, including to the buyer and the seller who watched it and then scrolled through and then saw that other buyers were circling. And if this person doesn't want to buy it, let us know. I have a buyer who might be interested. Both of them basically then got nervous, which is not something that AI can anticipate. Buyer signed this morning, seller signed 17 minutes ago.
Okay, so a happy ending. Let me ask you this. We've talked about maybe the misuses of AI in this process, but there's a lot of people out there who feel like the housing market's tough. They'd love to have something that can help them make better decisions or evaluate options. What are the good uses of something like ChatGPT for somebody looking to buy a home or sell a home?
Oh, absolutely. I think it is an additional tool in your tool belt to help you frame and model decisions. But it, like any other tool, shouldn't be the only one that makes the decision for you. One of the things that we have here at Serhant is called Simple. We did a massive fundraise for it. It is agentic artificial intelligence for real estate specifically. And it provides a deal analyzer where you take all the information the AI will have and the internet has, but then you, as the human, get to control the model inputs. You get to layer in proprietary comps, comparable off-market inventory, internal data, all the things that the public internet doesn't have, and you get to standardize how clients evaluate pricing. So instead of losing deals to AI at Serhant, at our company, you win them with it. So I think it's an amazingly helpful tool if used correctly.
So what he's describing is an AI agent specifically responsible for research and then bringing out output, which is different. These agents are on the rise. When I say on the rise, like I'm building one. I know people that have built some other ones to help us do our jobs as either agents or investors, or you can use that as a mom and a pop, man. It doesn't matter. Whatever your job is, whether you're somebody that travels, whatever, you can assign it a specific thing and train it. And that's why I say when people just go to AI and just ask a question, you're going to get answers. And sometimes those answers are going to be spot on, but without the proper context and the layering, those answers are going to be scattered all over the place at the same time. Okay. It may not tell you exactly what you need to make the best decision at that time if you don't give it enough context. But these AI agents, dude, they are literally changing how we do a lot of things. They're going to change more. Yeah. Oh, let me check this out. So I got
a lesson worth more than any textbook? Well, 39 states are now making a change, mandating courses on personal finance over generic economics. The courses include teaching students about 401ks, paying their credit cards, and mapping out their loan payments. I mean, this feels like a no-brainer to me. Research from the Federal Reserve Bank of New York backs it up, showing students who learn personal finance actually make better decisions.
Wow. Oh, rocket science. Ooh. See, the difference between certain communities, I'm going to tell you. Certain communities, their parents teach them this when they're young. 15, 16. Their grandparents may say, hey, Scott, I'm going to give you $1,000. I'm going to show you that 1,000 supposed to go, 500 supposed to go here. 250 goes here. This here. This is why we do it. I had to do that with my kids to explain to them, this is why we invest. This is why we put it here and not here. This is why we're protected here and not here. This is why it's wide open. This is why people can do this. So when you try to teach them at home, which I believe it should be something that parents do at home, but the reality of it is most parents don't have the skills to actually do it, because money management is a completely different skill than life living skills. Just because you live doesn't mean you know how to manage money. That's it. That's a skill. And then within that skill, there are certain skills in that. Same thing as a realtor. Just because you're a realtor doesn't mean you have the skills dealing with investors, dealing with buyers, dealing with sellers. You just got the skills. So, I mean, you just have a certain level of skills. So we have to look at it like that. And it's no pun to the parents. I'm telling y'all, parents, there's no pun to y'all. No pun. It's no attack against y'all, because you only know what you know. You only can do what you can do. That's it. Plain and simple. So the school now has to step in. But the dangerous portion is parents should be learning that don't know. And when you don't learn, then your kids tend to suffer. There's a scripture that says, my people destroy for lack of knowledge. And I throw wisdom in there too.
Down debt, refinancing, and building real stability. This is one I got to come to you first on, Kevin, because the most successful business person at the table right now. How did you learn finance? Where was it? Was it in school or in the industry when you actually started working?
Well, I used to work in education, providing all the software to 110,000 school buildings in America. We did nothing except advance math and reading scores for testing to get into college eventually through the high school system. So we never did any finance. I learned all my financial knowledge from my mother. Mm-hmm. So, she kind of gave it to me when I was maybe 15 onwards.
Yeah.
Families generally did that, but we are loath.
This is generational wealth. This is the true generational wealth. Generational wealth, and I hate seeing when people say it, they throw it around, and it's great to hear because it's a cliche now. True generational wealth is actually knowledge and wisdom passed from one place to the next. That's why after certain generations, the wealth starts to deteriorate, because the prior generation did not possess the information that the original creator of the wealth possessed, or they never practiced it, or they heard it, but they got but so much of it. And it wasn't that it wasn't available to them. It's just like anything else. It's not going to chase you down. You have to pursue it. You have to seek it. That's how you've got wealthy families like the Rockefellers, like Carnegie, like some of them were able to transfer that wisdom down, but up to a certain point. And it's not do this and get that, but more or less a mind, a thought pattern, a mind frame, a thinking pattern. When I learned this, I'm without a shadow of a doubt always talking to my kids about money, always talking to them about things, whether there's an abundance of it or a lack of it, whether they have an opportunity to get credit or not, whether they are opening a business or not. I can give them what I know, but this is one thing that separates our age that we're living in from the age of the Industrial Revolution and some of these other places. We've got YouTube. We've got YouTube. We've got social media. We've got the internet with free courses that are out there that we can learn ourselves and tell, or we can send them to learn from people who know more than we do. And that's what we should do. It's not necessarily knowing everything, but finding the information, having access to it to be able to execute upon it.
To give, because it was really credit card debt that kills kids when they get their credit card at 18. Mm-hmm. And Florida was the first state to bring that in to lower school. And then New York, then Texas, then California. And still today, we don't have the teachers to teach it.
Yes.
Because, and I get so much abuse when I say this, we don't need a union for teachers. Mm-hmm. We need merit-based hiring. Mm-hmm. And there's so many great teachers that aren't paid what they're worth, and so many really, really bad ones that are still hanging in, that have those jobs, that are crushing the poor students they're teaching.
Yeah.
I can't say enough bad stuff about it. Okay, bring on the abuse. Let's get all those.
I'm not going to abuse you. I'm the son of a school teacher.
And he's right. The creativity that a teacher has to be able to share that knowledge with a younger mind, that's more important than anything else. And that's why I get excited about AI and things like that, because I believe there's going to be a certain point where they create teachers through AI, and the human portion is just there to actually monitor and make sure that the AI stays on task and doesn't deviate from outside of the boundaries that is set, and channels the right information. I always say you can't really learn money from people that only make about 30, 40,000 a year. And they may know how to save, may know a little bit about investing, but you got to be honest, like most of them coming out of high school, coming out of colleges, they're young also. They haven't had enough life experience to really execute upon what they know. They only can tell you what they know.
And I would agree with you wholeheartedly. My mom, slaved away for 32 years working in a profession where she wasn't rewarded for the efforts that she put in. And
most valuable job we have in society. Yeah. Mm-hmm. They should. A good teacher should make $1 million, mm-hmm. and I would want to pay them more, merit-based. And,
so
a bad teacher should be gone.
What do you think of this former teacher, professor, and this gap, right? There's no pre-qualifications to teach personal finance. Does that impact outcomes potentially?
Well, I mean, people who would be good at teaching personal finance don't want to go through the grinder of becoming a public school teacher because it's a waste of time. They just want to teach a class, right? Let them come in and do it. I think that's why you don't get the best people teaching these classes. I mean, ultimately,
I think that's just like with real estate. People who can actually find, calculate, evaluate good property don't want to be agents, because when they find those properties and they give it to someone or share it with someone, they're limited either by the 3% that they pay them or the 2% that they pay them. And let's be honest, you're only helping one person at a time. If you plan on being successful off of that, you have to find a way to do it in mass. But it doesn't benefit them. It benefits them more to go and to be practitioners of it, in opposed to someone who serves someone or teaches them while they're serving them how to actually find or pick a right property.
I think you should have people taking both economics classes and personal finance classes. The problem is, in public schools, economics classes are increasingly taught with this really heavy Keynesian equity bent to it. And so you'd say, oh, good, students learn economics. No, they're not. They're learning like a Marxist ideology masquerading as economics, and it actually destroys their ability to make good financial decisions. So I see personal finance as a way around that. Forget about the theory. Let's talk about the practicality of where you put your money.
Well, that's an interesting point. Is there a difference between practice and theory, right? That's that great Yogi Berra quote. It's, you know.
Yeah, and there is a big difference between practice and theory, because the more you practice, you iterate upon your theory and your whatever you're executing on. But hey, I'm gonna stop it right there, because at the end of the day, I do believe that we're gonna be in a place where we're gonna have to evaluate our teachers and who's actually teaching our children and the doctrine that we're actually teaching them. But this has been a long time coming. This is not anything that's brand new, my man. Not anything. Shoot, I'm gonna end the show early because, like I said, there was a gun at my daughter's school. Okay, some 15-year-old brought one to school. The cops got him, but I need to find out what else is going on. And I'm at that hour mark, and it's perfect. Guys, like, subscribe, follow for more content. I appreciate you guys watching this replay or even live. You have a blessed day. Remember, you're made in the image and likeness of God, and forget what these jokers got to say.